Hello and welcome to the Spruce Grove Public Library's YouTube channel. This is SGPL Library Kids and we are going to continue our story reading of A Boy Called Bat by Alana Kate Arnold. I'm Sarah, the children's librarian here at the library, and I am having a great time with you guys reading this book. So just in case you need a little bit of background information, the Global Read Aloud 2018 is part of a bigger program that takes place all across the world, and we all get to read the same selection of books every time. So each year they pick different selections, and every year people across the world will have something to share together. So this is one of the books that was picked this year for the middle-aged kids, the elementary school and kind of junior high sort of level books. There's also another one that was picked called Amal Unbound. So we are not going to be reading that one as well because we just don't have time, unfortunately. So we're going to read this one, but if you want to check out Amal Unbound or any of the other books that were picked, the picture book level or the teen books, then do come check those out too. If you need them from the library, come see us and we can help you get a copy. So far we have read up to chapter 10, so we're going to be starting there today. So chapter 10, A Very Long Day. Bat was right, it was a very long day. The rain that had been threatening came, and after lunch, the students pulled on rain gear to splash in puddles. Bat did not like to get wet. He didn't like it at all. It made his clothes feel sticky and itchy and uncomfortable. Do you ever get that with the tags at the back? Oh, I do. Mr. Grayson knew that Bat didn't like to get wet, so even though the Soar Wet School philosophy said that students should go outside, rain or shine or snow, he asked Bat, "Would you like to spend recess helping me clean Bunny Cake's enclosure?" "Yes," said Bat. And Mr. Grayson got a trash bag, and Bat scooped the old straw into it, and then they laid out a fresh batch of straw. It smelled like summertime and sunshine. Baby Cakes hopped onto the straw and sniffed it. "She looks happy," Mr. Grayson said. "She looks exactly the same as she always does," Bat answered. Mr. Grayson laughed. Grown-ups were always laughing at things Bat didn't think were very funny, but it didn't bother him much when Mr. Grayson did it. Julio, a fourth grader who everyone said was a natural athlete, came into the classroom. "Mr. Grayson," he said, "Principal Martinez wants you to know if you're still going to teach yoga." Sure, Mr. Grayson said. "Tell her I'm all ready to start." Then he said, "Julio, I think you've grown a foot since the last time I saw you." Julio shrugged. "Not that much," he said, "but I've grown an inch since winter break." "I'm not surprised," Mr. Grayson said. "That was 3 months ago." Bat thought about time as he followed Mr. Grayson to the yoga room. As he sat on the mat in the butterfly pose, 3 months he guessed could be a little bit of time or a really long time, depending on who you were. For instance, a monarch butterfly born in the summer lives only 6 weeks, so 4 months would feel like forever. But a monarch butterfly born in the winter might live for 8 months, so 4 months would only be half of its life. And if you were a boy with a skunk kit that you were only allowed to keep for 1 month, time was sure to pass much, much too quickly. Bat considered telling Mr. Grayson about the life cycle of the monarch butterfly, but the teacher was busy unlacing his orange high tops and getting ready to lead the class in yoga. He decided he would talk about monarch butterflies with Mr. Grayson later. But the right later never happened. After yoga, they went right back to the 3rd grade room for reading circle, and after reading circle, they worked on their volcano projects, which Bat had not been looking forward to. Groups of 4 kids had to work together to build a volcano. Mr. Grayson called it collaborative art. Bat did not like collaboration. He liked to do things himself. That way, if something didn't turn out the way he wanted to, there was no one else to be mad at, and if he wanted to take it apart and start again, no one could tell him not to. But Mr. Grayson wouldn't let Bat be a part of a group of 1. The problem was that no one else in the group seemed to care as much as Bat did. 3 times before 2:45, when the class was finally over for the day, Bat's group said, "Mr. Grayson, Bat won't help us." "I don't need help," Bat told Jenny when she complained for a second time. "It's a group project," she said. "You have to let us help." Israel, who was in Bat's group, kept asking him all kinds of annoying questions like, "Hey Bat, do you think the lava is red enough?" And "Bat, can you pass me the paste?" Bat ignored the lava question, but about the paste he said glue works better than paste. The glue gets all weird and flaky when it dries. "Okay," Israel said, "pass me the glue then." "I'm using the glue," Bat said. Things would go much more smoothly, Bat thought, if the other kids would stop asking questions and interfering and just let him get on with the job. By the time Miss Kiko rang the end of day bell from the hallway, Bat's left eye felt twitchy. All he wanted to do was climb into Mom's car and go home to his room. But when he walked outside, he didn't see Mum's burgundy station wagon. Instead, he saw Dad's yellow sports car. and he remembered with a heavy sigh that today was an every other Friday, and he wouldn't get to see his own room or the baby kit for 3 long days. If Bat were a mayfly, he wouldn't even live that long. And that is the end of chapter 10. So thank you for joining us. As I said, if you're enjoying this book and you want to get your own copy, then come visit us at the library and we can help you out with that. If you want to read the sequel, because there is a sequel to this book, I believe it's going to be a series, then come check that out too. And we can do what we can to help you. If you need anything else, we can help you with that too. So come see us. Thank you for joining us for virtual story time this week. If you enjoyed this story, come and visit us at the library or give us a call or a message and we will help you find more books, DVDs, movies, backpacks, whatever your literary heart desires. Thanks once again. Bye-bye.